Greetings. Today we are going to talk about the person who is born during the month of Taurus. Now, the person that is said is a Taurus is a person who is born during this month of Taurus. There is a distinction between a person who is a sun sign Taurus. We must be able to differentiate between a sun person and a rising sun person. A person who is a Taurus rising sun could be anybody. It could be a Taurus, it could be a Leo, it could be a Scorpio, it could be a Gemini, it can be any other sun sign. One thing that we can know about the Taurus people, they differ into two categories. There's a first group which is very much of a Venusian type after the planet Venus. The second group is that group which is more earthy kind of group. Now the earthy kind of group is a very much practical, very humble, down to earth, and you can see them in many ways, many traits of earth sun sign. Focusing our attention to the personality of the Taurus. One thing that you can know for sure about the Taurus, some key ways to look at, is that they are very patient, they are reliable, they are warm-hearted, they are loving, they are very passionate, they are determined, they love security. To them, security is equivalent to life itself. They cannot delve into things that they recognize or look at them as though they are not secured. For example, you will not find them in doing things or even in careers which are very much fast-paced or that cannot be predictable. They will enjoy, they like a very predictable kind of environment, an environment that is fixed. The second thing that you can also look at, perhaps we can also look at the negative sides of the Taurus. They are quite jealous, or they could be. They are possessive. Somebody who is possessive has got a way of being jealous. They are resentful, inflexible, self-indulgent. At the push, they can be greedy because of what they believe in. They believe in owning things, having things, and at a certain point in time, they could go as far as hoarding now, which is an extreme way of greed. Sometimes that fault of greediness or that fault of possessing can be seen in the partnership, of which this is a warning for Taurus people not to avoid that kind of fault, not to do that. A Taurus lady will be very much comfortable if somebody else drives, but she'll insist, I'm the one who holds the brakes. You drive, so long as you drive where I send this transport where I want to go, she is fine. Well, men too, they could also do the same thing, being comfortable with what the partner is doing, so long as terms and conditions, certain terms and conditions are observed. Now, looking at the family point of view, a Taurus child, generally they start a bit later to crawl sit or walk, they tend to take their time. Usually they are not as quick as other sun signs. They cannot be rushed, like to say, why are you not doing this, whereas your age mate are already doing it. So for the Taurus, it is quite important to be given time. At school, as young ones, they are not those kind of kids that are rebellious, loud, noisy. All what they need an understanding, which is very important to come from a teacher or a parent. That a Taurus person is a steady learner, is never a stupid learner. I haven't seen a stupid learner. I do not know a stupid learner. But a Taurus child is a steady learner. One cannot say the child is not intelligent. The child is intelligent. The question is, do we know how this child thinks? Do we know how this child minds process? If we can understand how the mind process, we can safely say we've won. We know how to deal with this child. The child, a person, it can be a child, even including an adult person. How they think? They think like a builder. Any structure, any house is built not by speed. It is built. It is built through time. You apply a certain method. A step after the other is very important when building a structure. Same applies with the Taurus people. Whatever they do it methodically. They do it at a certain sequence, at a certain pace. Don't rush them. They don't rush anything. They don't like things that are rushed. That is why you can't even see them in careers that are fast-paced. They are not like that. Even on issues of religion, they hardly there, because you cannot give them concepts that are too drastic, are imaginary. Give them something that they can see. They are very practical. Show them what is it that you are talking about. Same applies with the teenager. When the stage takes over, they usually tend to take longer than their counterparts, but surely they get there. They are very charming. Even when they speak, you can hear the calmness from their voice. The child of a Taurus at school is the one that can be relied on. The teacher like this child because it's not troublesome. It's very much humble, it's very much ethical. Since Taurus is an earth sign, they extend that kind of a thing. When it comes to the way how the parent deals with a family, a parent who is a Taurus, they love their family so dearly. They love them. But they must also be very careful in not postponing or putting their life on hold for the sake of their family. They want the best for their family. They always want the best, just like any other parent. But for a Taurus person, he's got a way of looking at the things that he owns in a possessive way. This thing, I own it. This child is my child. This is mine. Therefore, I'm responsible for everything concerning this child, this family. Sometimes, yes, it is good to look at the family from that angle, but it's not always helpful. A parent, a Taurus parent, also need to be mindful that he's got his own life. She's got her own life. She cannot postpone her life, her happiness on her life. But it is important to allocate it. This is for the family. this is for me. Take a vacation sometime, Taurus parent. Enjoy life. You can raise a family, but not forgetting yourself. As for today, let us hold it there. Just remember, you are intelligent, you are beautiful, and you are powerful. Never let anybody take away